What if I told you that the wisest man in history, when offered anything he wanted, asked for something you'd never expect? It wasn't endless gold, an unconquerable army, or eternal life. Stick around, because his choice reveals a timeless secret to a truly meaningful life. We're diving into the story of King Solomon, a figure whose name has echoed through millennia as the very symbol of wisdom. But before the fame, before the legends, he was a young man, the son of the great King David. Suddenly thrust onto the throne of Israel. Imagine the pressure, the weight of a kingdom on your shoulders. It's a daunting task for anyone, let alone someone so young. One night, in a dream, Solomon had a divine encounter. God appeared to him and said, "Ask for whatever you want me to give you." Now, let's pause here. What would you ask for? Most of us, if we're honest, might lean towards riches, fame, or power. It's human nature. But Solomon's response was extraordinary. He didn't ask for personal gain. Instead, he said, "Give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours?" He asked for wisdom. He prioritized purpose over personal profit, responsibility over riches. He understood that to lead well, he needed not a heavy sword, but a sharp mind and a discerning heart. This selfless and wise request pleased God immensely. And here's the turning point, the twist in the story that holds a powerful lesson. Because Solomon didn't ask for wealth or honor, God said, "I will do what you have asked. Moreover, I will give you what you have not asked, for both wealth and honor, so that in your lifetime you will have no equal among kings." This is a profound principle. When you seek the right things, the other things often follow. By prioritizing purpose, Solomon was gifted with prosperity. He sought to serve, and in return, he was blessed with abundance. His focus wasn't on what he could get, but on what he could give, on how he could best fulfill his role. Soon after, Solomon's newfound wisdom was put to the ultimate test in one of the most famous judicial cases in history. Two women came before him, both claiming to be the mother of a single living baby. One woman's baby had died in the night, and she had secretly swapped her deceased child for the other's living one. There were no witnesses, no DNA tests, just one woman's word against another's. The court was in a deadlock. How could anyone possibly determine the truth? Here, Solomon's genius shines. Instead of getting bogged down in the he said, she said, he devised a brilliant, if shocking, test of human nature. He called for a sword and declared, "Cut the living child in two and give half to one and half to the other." The reaction was immediate and telling. The real mother, horrified at the thought of her child being harmed, cried out, "Please, my lord, give her the living baby. Don't kill him." Her love for her child outweighed her desire to possess him. The other woman, however, callously replied, "Neither I nor you shall have him. Cut him in two." In that moment, the truth was laid bare for all to see. Solomon's wisdom wasn't just about knowing facts. It was about understanding the human heart. He knew that a true mother's love is selfless and protective. He awarded the baby to the first woman, and his reputation for justice and wisdom spread like wildfire throughout the land. This single act cemented his authority and proved that the gift he had received was real and powerful. He didn't just have theoretical knowledge, he had practical, life-altering insight. With this divine wisdom guiding him, Solomon's reign became a golden age for Israel. His legacy wasn't just in his clever judgments, it was etched in stone and ink. He undertook one of the most ambitious building projects of the ancient world, the construction of the first temple in Jerusalem. This wasn't just any building, it was a magnificent structure, a dwelling place for God on earth, built with the finest materials and craftsmanship. It took 7 years to complete and became the spiritual center of the nation, a testament to Solomon's devotion and his ability to organize and execute a grand vision. The temple stood as a physical symbol of the nation's connection to the divine, a project born from a king's purposeful leadership, but Solomon's legacy extends far beyond architecture. He was a prolific writer and poet, a philosopher king who pondered the deepest questions of life. His wisdom is preserved in the biblical books he is credited with writing. In the book of Proverbs, he offers short, punchy, practical advice for daily living, timeless truths about diligence, integrity, and the consequences of our choices. It's like a masterclass in navigating the complexities of human relationships and personal character. Then there's Ecclesiastes, where an older, more reflective Solomon grapples with the meaning of it all. He explores wealth, pleasure, and work, and concludes that, without a higher purpose, everything is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. It's a raw, honest look at the human condition, reminding us that true fulfillment doesn't come from earthly pursuits alone. Finally, there is the Song of Songs, a beautiful and passionate poem celebrating love, showcasing a completely different dimension of his wisdom, the understanding of human connection and romance. Through his writings, Solomon's wisdom has continued to guide and inspire people for thousands of years, offering a roadmap for a life of purpose, integrity, and meaning. So, what can we, living in the 21st century, learn from this ancient king? The core lesson is powerful and more relevant than ever. Seek purpose over popularity, wisdom over wealth. In a world obsessed with follower counts, fleeting trends, and instant gratification, Solomon's story is a radical counter-narrative. He teaches us that true, sustainable success isn't built on shallow foundations. It's built on wisdom, integrity, and a clear sense of purpose. When you know your why, the how and the what begin to fall into place. Just as God gave Solomon the riches and honor he didn't even ask for. When we align ourselves with a purpose greater than ourselves, whether it's serving our community, creating something of value, or leading with integrity, we often find that success and recognition follow as a natural byproduct, not as the primary goal. Wisdom isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about having the discernment to know what truly matters, and the courage to pursue it, even when the world is chasing something else. It's about building a life, not just a lifestyle. Solomon's journey shows that a life of purpose is the most rewarding one. It leaves a legacy that outlasts gold and stone. So, let me ask you the same question that started it all. Reflect on it for a moment. If you could have anything, what would you ask for? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to read what truly matters to you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this story inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into history's most fascinating figures and ideas. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking wisdom. Thanks for watching.